In Maryland, several candidates are vying for the U.S. Senate seat that will be open next year because Senator Ben Cardin has decided to not run for re-election. Democrat Angela Alsobrook joins us this morning. She is the first woman and the first black woman to be elected Prince George's County Executive in 2018 and is one of those candidates vying for the Democratic nomination. If elected to the Senate, she would be the state's first black senator. We welcome in Angela Alsobrook this morning. Good to see you, County Executive.
Good to see you.
You know, you've been County Executive for a number of years now. Why make this jump from one of the most high-profile local elected leaders to the United States Senate? It's a big jump.
Well, you know, I'm a native-born Marylander. I'm raising my daughter in Maryland as well, and I have always fought to provide the things that I thought were necessary for those in my community, fought to, as a prosecutor and as a county executive, really work to enhance the lives of those that I served, and I'll continue to do that in the U.S. Senate. You've
got two other main candidates right now in the Democratic primary. David Trone is a congressman in western part of Maryland. Will Jawando is a council member in Montgomery County. Trone has been saying that he is a candidate who can get votes across the state because of the diversity of his district. Jawando's been attacking you lately, not only because of your record as Prince George's County, but also your work formerly as the state's attorney, saying that you were too tough on people. How do you deal with your opponents right now, and are you going to debate them?
Well, you know, what I can tell you is that I believe that Marylanders deserve a senator who not only fights for them, but one who understands them, who understands their lives, who understands the everyday cares and concerns of average, hardworking Marylanders. And as both the prosecutor and as county executive, I have really come to understand not only the issues of everyday Marylanders, but I have a lived experience as well that I believe is reflective of the everyday cares and concerns at the kitchen tables of Marylanders, and I'll continue to focus on the issues that I have worked on over the last 26 years to keep people safe and to grow the economy and do the things that are necessary for our families.
Let's talk about the things that dominate our news coverage a lot, and that's crime and kids and education right now. There was a terrible tragedy days ago in Prince George's County. A young woman who was 16 years old at Duval High School was killed as a result of gunfire. It was a very difficult situation. We saw it on the faces of everybody who stepped to that microphone. As a United States Senator, you've dealt with this firsthand in your county. How do you make an impact on what's been going on with our kids? That some of them are dying as a result of gunfire, some of them are, you know, in situations that are not conducive to not only living good lives, but living at all.
Exactly. I believe every person in our community deserves to live in a place that is safe. To be safe in their homes, to be safe in their communities is a basic civil rights. This is why I started my career in public service, was to ensure that our families had safe places to live. I've been able to do that both by investing first in making sure that we remove violence from our communities, but I've also had the opportunity as county executive to make investments in youth, doubling the size, for example, of our summer youth employment program, investing in mental health care and addictions care, providing that care in our school system, providing mentoring and after-school programming. But I have to tell you this as well, that even though we make those investments and we have spared no expense, I've spared no expense in both keeping people safe from violence as well as investing in our youth. This is also an issue that must be resolved by communities, meaning the family members and the community leaders also have to invest in our children and be a part of their lives. And so everyone has a role to play, and all of us must be held accountable.
And when you say community, can we be clear about what that means? Do people in their own households need to reach out to people who they might know is involved in this kind of activity and deal with it then?
Oh, absolutely. This is the kind of community I grew up in, which means that it is not only the responsibility of your parents, your grandparents, the aunties and uncles, but those in your community who also have the opportunity to reach out to our children, to provide guidance to them and support to all of our children.
In the United States Senate, would you pursue stricter gun control, maybe longer sentencing for some mandatory crimes that are on a federal level?
Oh, absolutely. We are seeing daily the impact of guns on our streets. We're watching not only our children kill each other, but we're watching our children be killed by these guns. And I think that it is time to have more sensible gun laws in our country, to remove these high-powered weapons from our communities, and to do everything in our power. Our children's lives are too precious.
As a United States Senator, you will be asked to, opine and vote on a wide variety of issues, including foreign policy. A lot of people have been watching all the money that's been going over to the Ukraine in the last couple of years, and some people may wonder, is that money better spent here at home? What are your views on the importance of foreign policy versus the importance of the domestic needs here at home? We have about a minute left.
Well, you know what? I think it's important to stand up for our democratic values, and those values include defending and protecting democracy here and across the world. What the aid that we have given to Ukraine is important. They are an ally of the United States, and they play an important role in our country in terms of preserving democracy against Putin. But I think we also have to continue to invest in the people of the United States, investing in their education, investing in increasing health care access, investing in growing our economy, jobs, and providing income to our families, and ensuring that we also defend the freedoms that make us American, and that voting rights, and that we are continuing to defend us at home.
She is Angela Alsobrook. She is the county executive of Prince George's County and a candidate for the United States Senate in the state of Maryland. We appreciate you coming in this Sunday morning.
Thank you so much for having me.